Hi everybody out there in cyberspace. This is a video about um, learning hard skills and losing touch. So basically I want to talk about my story of how I kind of took you could say the left path or whatever, the left-handed way in that most people I think they focus on kind of getting everything together, learning the soft skills, and then they develop from there. And so what happens is not really having an idea of exactly what they want to do or where they want to go or what direction they are in, but knowing that they want to get their stuff together, so they just focus on that all the time. And to the point, through the hustle and through their connections and through their hard work and just they're going out there and doing stuff, they find themselves a place to be in, an environment that will at least work for them to be able to make a living, live reasonably, at least enough to get by. You know what I mean? But the thing is, a lot of the time, these people do not end up where they actually wanted to go, or perhaps where they could go, an even better place than perhaps they even thought of or could have known about. Or maybe they figure that out later, but it's already too late because they're already so deep in this path, and it's hard for them to transition. And they don't know any other way because let's say they don't have the hard skills or the deep knowledge of different subjects to go into something that maybe they would have been more fulfilling for them or accomplished what they truly wanted. Usually, it's having more of an impact or doing something innovative or helping more people, something of that lines. I mean, you can come up with your own idea of your higher mission deep down, rather than just chugging away and getting along at life and just surviving. And most people feel like, I think, deep down that they want to do something greater, but they get stuck in that rut because of what I said. So for me, I'm just saying I went down the other path, the opposite way, and it has its own consequence. And so the way I went is a different way. Maybe I think maybe less people do this, um, just from what I can tell. And this is to more focus on hard skills and just getting good at stuff, rather than trying to get everything together. Just focusing on getting good at stuff and not really caring about how it's all going to work out and how I put it all together. And not being concerned about that stuff is not, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying that's just the way I went. And so what happened was I got really good at a bunch of little things, and very deep in my knowledge of a bunch of stuff. But since I focused really only on that, it's like, the classic nerd or alpha type, that's so focused in what, getting results or in learning and getting better at something, that it kind of gets disassociated or disconnected from the rest of reality and from just connecting with people and just connecting things together and organizing things in the right way. Like the person might be kind of not organized but really good and knowledgeable about doing really specific things, and it's really hard even to communicate what he knows because he'll be communicating at such a high level that people will not connect it. They need to know all this stuff that he knows first to understand what the heck he's talking about in the first place. So that's kind of what ended up happening. So that's the consequence. You kind of lose touch. But the positive side is once you do have some hard skills and deep knowledge in something, then what you can do is then focus on how do I put it all together. And when you do that, then you start to reorganize all the stuff you know. You start to figure out how to communicate it for people who don't know what you know. And then you're able to establish your own niche, whether it be in a company or for yourself or whatever it is, however you want to work with clients or with partners, or maybe you're entrepreneurial or an investor, whatever your situation is, whatever system you use to work, then you can, you know, actually be in the career path that is relevant to your passion because that's what you studied and got to know deeply and got good at, rather than just something you had to get into because that just so happened to be in the time and the place that you were at because you were just focusing on getting things together. You weren't really focused on what do I actually want to do. You were like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to get things together. But instead, I went the other way and just oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to like learn this until I'm really good, and then whoa, okay, good. Now that's the next thing. What do I want to learn? Like get really good at that, blah, 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 blah. But totally forgetting the, you know, how am I going to put it all together? But the point is, if of course, if you never focus on trying to get it all together, you end up one of these weird people who needs like people always helping them and stuff, or not weird, but some people who just need to rely on assistance all the time, or you just aren't able to get it together, and you kind of become like an outcast, or like a misunderstood genius or some weird stuff like that, which is you don't want to be there either. So the point is that if you've only been focusing on getting stuff together, now you should go and think, who cares? I just want to get good at something. And if you've been only been thinking, I want to get good at this, and you've already gotten good at stuff, now start thinking, how am I going to put it all together and shift your focus? Because if whatever your primary focus is, that's what you're going to get good at fast. So if your primary focus is getting things together, you're going to get good at that fast. But whatever is your secondary focus, you're going to get good at only very slow. And when it comes to learning deep stuff, it takes longer to get good. So it's better to make that your primary focus if you don't have that. And if you're already are good at that and you're kind of stuck and you feel like you're not getting the credit you deserve because more people don't understand, and sometimes it touches your buttons, it makes you flare up when people don't understand what you're trying to say because they're not there with you, and it causes a lot of complications like that with your relationships. Then you should try to shift your focus. And you already have a lot of that stuff. You already know how to get deep into that stuff. Don't worry. You're not gonna all of a sudden lose your genius, okay? Just focus on getting it all together and just focus on that, and then it'll get reorganized in a way other people can understand too, or at least come to accept that you have something to teach them. All right, so I hope that helps people out there, whether they're on one side of the fence or the other. And that's another video from productionhackers.net. I've been Sharif, and you can follow me on Twitter at Honorable Happy, and it's spelt the English way, like from UK English with the OU in there. HONURABL Happy. All right, check you out next time. See you.